Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots Wrestling's Entertainment Champions. Everybody hates Bad Bunny. The old man Rumble and Bianca, you got some splaining to do. All this and more in the room that happens. But first, let's see who's making their way to Rimelo.
Oh my God, it's Mischief. You heard? We got a lot to talk about today.
Pretty chubby, flaco. Dímelo, mi gente.
JP Savage. Remember, folks, carrots can make you orange when you put up your ass. What?
What's happened? The All-Father old school joke.
I feel so sorry.
Yeah.
Follow me up.
I was just gonna say.
That's why this
Welcome
happened.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we back and we litty already. Thursday nights are better with the bad guys, and we here to talk that ish, ladies and gentlemen. How we living, gentlemen? I
Yo,
missed y'all
Barky.
this last whole week.
Keep them coming, baby. That's the only way this makes sense. Yo, cheers to everybody out there right now. We're going to have a good time tonight. Hey, good time.
Cheers.
And while you're here, make sure to like and subscribe. Heels,
Breaking
Pops, and Chair
weekend.
Shots, HPC Too Sweet on IG and Twitter. Everywhere that is safe and reckless at the same time.
And your sister's ass?
We have to be excited.
What is
We're
happening?
coming
Bueno.
off a week of wrestling where, one, we had a dope Royal Rumble, right?
Clap it up.
Made an appearance. Come on now.
Clap it up.
Didn't
Clap
see
Royal Rumble.
anything happening. I didn't see Edge winning, right? And then we also have a week where AEW's been beating WWE, like in the ratings. Like I know we don't talk about
Shit.
this, but I'm excited right now. I'm excited.
Let's-
There's
well,
good
let's-
wrestling, folks.
It's a lot of fat
Your
to run off,
fears.
right? That's a
Your
lot of
fears.
wrestling fat.
Your fears are no more.
You know what's
Mhm.
interesting now that you say
You're
that,
right.
right? Like
You're right.
there's a lot. Yo, Vic, shut up, man. Look, it's interesting because there was a phone call today, right? The earnings report or what have you, and there was a little minor controversy because Vince didn't say anything. He didn't take any questions, and so I mean, I don't know that meant anything, but I also don't know that it didn't. And I know that he's been having some hard times. Right? His brother just passed away, and apparently, you know, there's talks that his mental capacity aren't where they used to be. Right? There's even been Twitter chatter that you can dial that shit back to specifically when Kevin Owens headbutted Vince in 2017. That's when shit started getting sketchy. That's what I read on Twitter. I'm gonna read out all that Twitter.
We're gonna put that on the
conspiracy theory shit.
Canadian?
Allegedly.
Like, really?
Allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That's why they can't come down to the States.
I'm
Wow.
sure it'll be in the.
That's on the
That's the
board.
original Montreal screw job right there.
Wow.
Oof.
Damn, Montreal
It came
won at
back
the end.
full circle.
Wait, so you saying that was payback? That was payback?
No, man, it was not
Hey,
payback.
hey,
you
let's
idiots.
give credit where it's due. Even Vince McMahon slipping down a couple notches is still better than your average Joe. So,
Is he better than your average Tony though?
oh,
Ooh.
What's wrong with the average Joe, by the way?
Nobody's better than old school
you're the
Joe.
old school.
He ain't old school.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
I am above average, but still.
Impact?
if you say so, I guess.
Dímelo, Danny. Oh, Scott Prince.
Danny boy.
Good
Scotty
evening,
out
sir.
here.
No doubt.
Very proper.
We're gonna run some ropes early, gentlemen. Let's kick it off.
Correr,
with
correr,
some-
dicho.
Let's keep it on Twitter, man. Let's keep it on there because Mustafa Ali leads the charge here.
Mustafa.
He lashed out. Mustafa Ali led the charge in tweeting his ass off this week. Shout outs to senior citizens taking spots from WrestleMania. He told asked a fan literally, "What'd you do today, bitch?" Like, I think he was just being nosy for some reason, but I don't know. What we make of it?
Oh, I don't know. I just woke up, jerked off twice. I was here now, like on Twitter. What do you want, like a actual rundown of like what's awesome. I love it. I think this is hilarious. I want more of that. Like I like when Randy and Ali snap at fans and like I see keep it gully, yo. People get too comfortable.
Yeah,
And you know, and it fits because they're heels, right? So in a way, you're bringing it back old school. If you were out and about, somebody said some shit to you, you were gonna be a heel. Macho Man was Macho Man 24/7. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ultimate
Facts.
Warrior was out there like all his life, bro. Like this shit.
Yeah, but that was
why
like the
it happened.
cocaine though. That was
Yeah,
that was the
you're right.
coca.
Yeah, you're right.
Cocaine's a hell
That
of
was
a
a
drug.
hell of a
But
drug.
let
That's
them
fuck.
rock. Let them rock. But yo, are you really mad at Edge winning though?
Yo.
Oh.
So I don't like Edge. I mean,
Oh,
I've gone on record saying that like I'm not a
yeah,
fan
we
of
know
Edge.
You know you
this.
love Edge.
We know this
You know you
very
love
well.
him now.
We
But
will
I
definitely touch that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll save it then.
Well,
Is it because he's a better wrestler than Sting?
My heart is
Oh.
broken. Right now,
Old
I'll tell you
School
this.
is batting 1,000 this month. Well, closing in January, now opening February with the Sting lashes. Sting has been taking a beat down from Mr. Old School Joe as of late. I can't wait to hear that theory. But it sounds cool. And what else sounds cool was
Wait a minute.
Carlito's
Wait a minute. Somebody just said Bad Bunny sucks. Wait a minute.
all right, man. Yeah,
Get out of the
okay.
chat right now.
Whoa.
Fucking leave. Are you serious?
Nah, yo, people.
Yeah,
do
let's
not
shut that guy down. Let's shut him down right now.
Bad Bunny's
Not
that's
like
Bad
it.
Bunny's little sister.
Listen.
We still
I
on?
will say this. Because you think he sucks now, you're gonna see him all over your screen for the next 2-3 years. Like, get used to it. You just got an introduction to greatness. It's okay. The first time people eat medium rare steak, they're like, But a sophisticated palate takes time to render. My friend.
Honestly, you're missing the. The fact of the matter is that this is good for wrestling. You're mad at the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody
good
out here, yo, Bad Bunny sucks. All right, fine. Yo, maybe he's not your cup of tea. Maybe that's not your music. I don't give a shit, right? But you gotta like, yo, if Slipknot was out there, I'd be like, yo, Slipknot is out there. Yeah, they're the biggest rock band. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal.
I mean, Slipknot.
What are they?
Slipknot's dope. Like, all right, cool. You know,
Where are
whatever.
those
Like,
guys?
they bring out.
Bring
Flo
us on
Rida
some
had his
people.
moment. Like, all right, Pitbull was out there.
I will say this.
Low
I
rider.
will
Isn't
say
that a
this.
state?
The performance was hard to hear. And that I do agree with. And I think the
But who
reason why that
cares?
occurred is because they didn't know how to decipher the bad words in the Spanish. So they had to just lower the shit so that they couldn't they could let it slip. Because I heard more curse words in Spanish than I have in a long time. Because you don't hear that shit in the radio.
Yo,
But
I hear that shit in
Mustafa,
my
I'll
living
tell you
room
this.
all the time.
I'll tell you this, Mustafa. This is why you have Edge winning. This is why you have Bad Bunny on. Because of something that we all intimated to. The one and only Mischief was the one that put us onto this idea. If you go back to episode 144, 143, you know, it's in the archives. Figure it out. But remember, Vince is about to get peacocked. And you need eyes on the product. And
Hold the
what
P.
better
Hold the P.
nostalgia than having 10 years after 10 years, Edge winning the Royal Rumble again. Right? And what about having the number one recording artist, right, on your programming? Yeah, that's dollar bills. That's right there. And that's why you have Goldberg letting Drew McIntyre go over him clean. Because it's the old guy putting over the new guy for all the new casual fans that you will get. It's business, baby.
Money
Remember, they
talks.
don't have to like you as long as you make them money.
Yo, you
Money
realize
talks.
Raw got 1.8, right? That's their ratings, right? 1.8 million viewers. 1.8 million Raw. That's what that 1.8 million people watch Monday Night Raw. 48 million people listen to Bad Bunny this month.
Yep, this month.
See the difference? Do you see the difference?
Yo,
It's about 12 times
I don't-
more.
I gotta get the
Like,
calculator. It sounds.
there's
You
more.
sound right. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. You sound right. I just gotta check my calculator.
Yo,
I-
he's the
I-
number
I-
one.
I don't
understand why we got hit on
number one
Nickelback, too.
Latin star.
That's what I'm saying. Nickelback has
Oh, those are my
mad
favorite.
people hate. I understand. Nickelback, bro. Everybody knows the words, though. Everybody hates Nickelback, but they know the words.
You can talk all the issue you want. You know,
I blame Z100.
Something tells me we haven't heard the last. Something tells me we haven't heard the last of Bad Bunny, but we'll definitely get into that in a few.
Oh, we'll get into it.
That money does talk, and Carlito is definitely trying to get his hands on some of that money, at least within the next 3 weeks. My man is on a trial run, and that's cool with me. He got 3 weeks to show what's good and how over he gets. I'm seeming, but I think he's gonna get pushed. He's gonna get signed, and then hopefully he'll get pushed.
PC,
Yo,
hopefully
apparently he's trying to put in a word to bring Chris Masters back too.
Nah,
Wow.
he can stay home.
See, now I don't need a full retro,
Yeah,
slap
nah,
in the
nah.
face.
But yo, PCF, you gonna do it, yo? Hit up Carlito
What's
for his
up?
special apples, cause yo, the man
Ha!
been picking things up and putting them down. He looks phenomenal. 240,
Yo,
glistening.
he's looking
Yo.
like the John Cena of Puerto Rico, bro.
Yo,
Ooh.
Juan
Tan
Cena.
tan ting.
Juan Cena,
He
Juan
just needs a
Cena,
plaka instead of apple.
Juan
Yeah, we good.
Single.
He's undefeated in the shower.
There you go.
It's
Now,
good
yo,
to see that he's back in good hands in
good to see
WWE.
him, bro.
Yeah.
You know, yo, I
healthy.
always felt bad that Primo and Epico didn't hit, man. Like everything they gave him, it didn't work. And, I mean, I think the
But everything they gave him, they made them manadors. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they didn't have much help.
You guys really think that timeshare thing is done? Because I was looking into that, and I mean, after Corona shit.
You mean the Shining Stars?
Shining Star. That was the worst. I think that was worse than the match.
Man, I actually blacked that one out. Like that one.
Yeah,
Man,
that was the last
That-
attempt.
that was built for Fox SmackDown Live.
Aaron,
and
you
shit.
are
They
correct.
needed
Darren Young
they
is
needed
Black Cena.
Torito. Damn it.
Carlito is the Caribbean Cena. Okay, that's fair. He's the Puerto Rican Cena.
That's
Remember,
pretty
Michael
much
Jackson was
it.
Puerto Rican
Right
too.
there.
He's the sideshow Bob version of John Cena.
Ooh.
Yo,
Oh, man.
Carlito was in shape, dog.
Yeah, he was.
Cut.
Yo, that's
He's
all
full-
arroz con
Go ahead.
gandules and pernil right
Ay, papá, comiendo
And
bien.
that's-
And then, did you guys hear the rumor that they're gonna try to bring back Carlito's old tag buddy, Chris Masters?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so there.
Yeah. Follow
Actually,
us on
let me
Twitter,
ask-
bro.
Yo,
Follow us on Twitter on HPC Too Sweet and IG too.
Aha!
Yo, listen.
Así mismo.
You bring something up that's really interesting, and it's kind of like
Tell
how
me.
this confusing booking is, right? And you know, when you look at how confusing all this booking is on Raw, and even like you look at AEW, sometimes shit is kind of weird, and we'll get to that shit, right? But sometimes it makes your head kind of bobble. You know what's a great place to get a bobblehead from?
Ooh.
¿Dónde? Tell me.
.com, yo, Foco.com.
What you say to me? Oh,
Foco me. Foco. Foco.com. All right. Get your exclusive WWE bobbleheads, all sorts of bobbleheads, any kind of bobbleheads you like, they got. Yo, check them out. Legit. They also got other stuff too, yo.
Listen up, what
license.
the
all the
fuck, get that
things.
10% off. HPC 10.
Oh, word, yo. Get the hook up.
10.
yeah, we can hook you up. We
HPC
can hook you up.
Foco
Since y'all
Foco
tuning in.
me.
Hey,
So the confusing booking got me
I'm so
bobbing.
confused.
All right.
I don't get
Do
it.
you really care? Do you really care about Carlito? Do you really care?
If you're gonna
And
give
would
me
you-
a storyline that works, I care.
What does that
'cause
mean?
It looks like a talent in its prime, to be honest. It looks phenomenal, and Carlito could always work in the ring. And you're talking about a third generation wrestler? Like, yeah, make it work. Especially now you're talking about you have a priest coming up, right? You have Latinos mixed in there. Yo, Carlito's that old school Latino come back. You have MVP Shelton Benjamin coming back for the Hurt business. Cool. Let's bring back some Latino folks. I mean,
Yo, that's
but
cool.
Carlito's about it.
But do you care? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, that's cool for like rep, whatever, and that's important. And Rey Mysterio's around, so we'll talk about Rey Mysterio's new contract.
Rey Mysterio, baby.
But do you really
Yo,
like,
shout out to
would
Lucha
you say-
House Party this week, by the way. Putting on a
good
banger.
match.
Yep.
Wow.
Damn, you're
See
right.
what happens when
That
they
was-
actually give them competent competition?
Jesus.
It's one of those things where they're just so talented, they're just so badly misused.
Yep.
But we're talking about Chris Masters coming back. Do you care about that?
Not off the juice, Chris Masters.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, do you care if like we're
Like he
already
deflated
talking
Chris
about-
Masters. It's a little creepy more than anything else.
So the reason,
I mean, remember, Chris Masters was a rip-off Lex Luger, and even that is terrible, right? Like, because Lex Luger as a character, as the narcissist, probably was the best thing he ever did, and that's Chris Masters right there. He's the dollar
Plus-
version.
What's Masters gonna do?
Dollar
Is he gonna try to do the Master Lock with Bobby Lashley out there doing the Hurt Lock?
And we can't put Chris Masters versus Bobby Lashley. Like, look, the Hurt Business helped, but it can only do so much. Like, let's not push it, all right?
let's not get too carried away now. Come on. Speaking of confused booking, one May
Negocios.
led to be confused if you just tuned in randomly on Wednesday night and it's just so happened to see Kenta walking into AEW Dynamite.
Oh, you just went there.
That
Yo, what a
shit
pop.
was real. I enjoyed it. How about it looks like we got some business.
Yeah, man, Paro for sure.
That was an exciting moment. You know what was exciting was that like you kind of didn't see what was coming. Although he had been leaving breadcrumbs forever, so you knew it might happen eventually. And I like how AEW has been doing that. Like you knew it was happening, but you never. They wait long enough that you're kind of like, is it ever gonna happen?
Well, you just don't believe it. So when it does happen, it's like, holy shit.
Surprise, mother.
You know what I want to see, yo? You know how like
Forbidden Door?
Network, and the network you can see the last 24 or 24 in. You know, like the events of the things that happened before a memorable moment. I want to see what the flight situation was for fucking Dean Ambrose going to NJPW and Kenta coming to AEW. Because how did he pull that off, yo? How did they go international like that? I don't get it. You know, it's different when it's an Impact. Because Impact's in the States, but yo, it was
Private
exciting.
jet?
I don't know, man. But exciting.
It was exciting.
Exciting. And you know what it looks like, yo? Looks
I
like
did want it
everybody's
to be
working
that, though.
together to try to take down the main brain, yo. I don't know.
That's interesting, right? Especially
Very interesting.
right? Like considering what we were talking about before, like if there's a real decline in the Giant, like this is a chink in the armor, as you would say. Like this is where you find the weakness in that situation. So
AEW.
True.
There it comes. Ahí
There
viene,
we
ahí viene.
go.
Con un Vengeance. Vengeance Day.
yes, I love when our internet goes.
No, you good though?
You bringing
Dude.
Daddy Yankee?
Oh, Daddy Yankee!
Baby
Let's
girl.
get him
Welcome
back.
back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots Wrestling's. And I feel like I did this shit already.
You definitely did,
Yo.
yo.
Yo, PCF,
Wait,
why
I'm Mischief?
what?
Damn, I lost weight. I look good.
Where'd it go?
I
Old
could
school,
see my
nothing
testicles.
changed, including
Well,
the name.
apparently, it looks like we needed a redo. Because holy
I'm
shit.
saying, though.
Mischief, you look different.
You see what happens, folks, when you spend a hot fire, the man shuts you down.
I can't
The
believe they
man
shut us down.
doesn't let you speak.
Allegedly.
We missed that at the
allegedly.
Royal Rumble. She wasn't there.
God damn it, Becky.
God damn it, Becky.
But yo, who was it that said that Carlito should bring back, be the Caribbean Hurt Business?
That was dope.
Yo, I'm down. Yo, bring back the Boricuas, bro. Bring Savio Vega back like they brought MVP. Let him be the manager, even though he can't talk that well. But you know, yeah, I'm with it.
Let's
Put Bad
do
Bunny,
it.
Put Damian Priest in there.
The
You know what I
Coquito
mean?
brothers in full effect.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Part of me sees that like that's cool, maybe. But like, there's also
Yeah.
a part of me that kind of wants space for newer guys, like some things that I've never seen before. I don't know. Maybe Carlito could do a thing, but like he's one of a million of the possibilities. Cause what we've noticed is that when you look at the Royal Rumble that we just had, and what'd you think? What'd you think? What was the Royal Rumble like? It was a dope ass pay-per-view, yes, but what was
it? Was an AARP commercial.
Whoa.
Wasn't it sponsored by Jitterbug?
Jesus.
So it's the oldest Royal Rumble in history, right? And it's been trending this way so far for quite a bit. So it goes to show you, or at least it provides evidence thereof, that they're really not making that many stars anymore, and they keep relying on the old dudes, right? They keep relying
no. It's not a matter of them not making.
It's hard for me to understand.
They're not making new stars. I think it's just the stars that they're making are a lot older, a lot more mature, a lot more finished in product before they get to the main roster, right?
Okay. So you're saying that shelf life is limited.
Yes. We're seeing a shorter gap in terms of your main roster run.
Who is the beginning of that era of that happening to? Because I know right now it's happening. But
I mean,
it's been happening already, right? AJ Styles.
I mean, AJ was an addition. Yeah, I mean AJ.
Addition, right?
Shinsuke is the same way. You're talking about Ricochet. Actually, Ricochet's relatively young.
Yeah, he's still young. CM Punk?
Look at his handsome devil.
But right now, that's what you have. And, I'm not mad at it because, okay, the shelf life at the main picture is not too long. Maybe they have 5 years, right? But as long as you're making sure that the next crop is growing as well. And that's what, unfortunately, that's what the chance of that happening is lessened because of these type of Royal Rumble additions, right? I think there's a conspiracy, though. I think what happened is Vince really is trying not to add some people, or he's trying to make the Hall of Fame a little better. I mean, when you have the oldest Royal Rumble ever in the time of the pandemic, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The most, the population that's at more risk. Let's put them in the ring together.
But who would be that young star you want to see in the Rumble?
It's not about who I want to see. It's about who you want us to want to see, right? Like in terms of like who you want to build.
But who who's
that guy might be? Yeah.
Who's the young talent? Who's the young? Are we gonna put Austin Theory in there?
That's what I was about to say.
Maybe.
What you mean to
Because
win the
who else
Rumble, or
is-
to just to be in it?
No,
No, just to be in it. Like I feel like if you put him in there,
Not?
it's like it's hot garbage, right? Like, do you consider him a contender for the title? No.
I'll put anybody in the Rumble though. There's been so many people in the Rumble
And
just to
why was
fill in
Rocky
as a
Maivia
body.
put into the Rumble, right? Like, it's about exposure. Why wasn't Johnny Gargano in there?
Gargano's
makes no
been on
sense.
a few times. He did I think
He
what,
did
last
the
year?
Rumble last year or a year before.
He did a
sorry.
few though. I think he
Last-
did more
Why
than
wasn't
last
that.
2 years,
Tommaso
I think he's
Ciampa?
done it.
Why wasn't Tommaso Ciampa in there?
Yeah, you definitely had
'Cause
to
he's
have
like
an NXT
50.
guy show up other than Priest.
Yo, Ciampa looks like he's 57. Just we got NXT.
Ciampa's 40
Good Lord.
this year, I think. Yep.
He's
Mischief,
40?
your mic might
He's
be
40.
muted.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you when you're on mute.
Yo, my bad. Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh,
How about
aha.
Escobar?
Uh-huh.
Escobar would
Yes.
have been a nice face to
That would
see
have been
there.
nice, but they
Yeah.
got plans for him. It looks like he's gonna be working with our boy Carry On Cross.
Yeah,
My
I'm
goodness.
confused by
That's
that
awesome.
angle. What?
Well, he
Karrion
called
Kross
him out last week, if not last week, the week before. He said he included him and somebody else in a rambling of a promo that he did, and he was talking shit. He pretty much like said, "Oh, something about his injury, whatever." So I guess that ties into that. But yeah,
And they're not
I'm
strangers.
for it. They're not.
They're not
Oh, okay.
strangers.
Apparently.
Okay.
This is Lucha Underground. This is AAA. This is some old blood coming right back up.
There you go. There it is. There it
Okay.
is.
I'm here for it. I'm
Okay.
here for it, man.
But
Okay.
folks, don't confuse it. You definitely will not see Karrion Kross carrying the Cruiserweight Championship. He definitely does not meet the weight limit, if
Well-
that is a thing.
First of all, I'll always say that Escobar is at best the interim cruiserweight champion. At worst, he's a pretender to the crown. Because as long as Jordan Devlin is still walking around with that belt that he never lost, there's
Yeah, you're
always a dispute.
You scared me
And
there for a second. I thought we got disconnected.
he retained today. He's still a champ. He retained today. But until Devin can make it to the States, man, what we talk about, right? It is what it is. But there's got to be other talent that's ready to step up as well. And if there isn't, that's a problem, right? That's a problem.
There's so much going on with this thing here. Because, like, I mean, we have the argument about what talent was in the Rumble, but then you have the argument of who won the fucking thing. And now people are upset Edge won. I'm going to tell you what, I didn't see it coming. So half of me is like that, like good with it.
If you really think about this Rumble being one of the oldest Rumbles in the history of WWE, think about why. Think about the talent that AEW has and how young the roster is over there. They're like really, really young.
Yeah, they got a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
He looks 19 in every
and
sense
there's
of life.
all the young talent right there. AEW just came and scooped all of them right up.
JP, you listen to you watch NXT religiously.
Of course.
How many botches do you see, man? Do you remember seeing like consistently on a consistent basis? Do you see botches on that show?
Listen, there
that you noticed
botches. There rarely any botches. I will say I saw some botches in a good match this weekend. This week with the tag team women's tag team division. You have Casey going up against Raquel and Dakota Kai. And there was a couple botches, but yo, it was a dope match. And you rarely see it.
Maybe not the point I want to make.
A few months ago. But no, compared to AEW, yeah, nah, you don't get that. Because
and who did the botches, right? The most inexperienced person in the match.
Exactly. Which is
I'm not trying to point at the botch either because the shit happens.
No.
It's on every show.
Absolutely.
But it's a difference with a more polished roster. No, I mean an older roster.
How about Apollo Crews? JJ said, right? How about Buddy Murphy?
Yeah.
Right. Come on, man. Like,
what's going on?
Those are guys that thrive in like those nice little spots.
But they old too.
And they are.
So like
but you know,
you be acting like they like 20, they like all in their 30s right there.
It's bigger than that though, because remember the push you get in the Rumble is not just by winning it. You know, being in the top 4 is a push. Being the longest in the ring is
the Iron Man, right?
You know what I mean? And now you had the Iron Man winning it, which that's why I'm not mad. I didn't expect Edge to come out winning. Not at all. I would have never picked Edge to win it.
Yeah.
So because I didn't see it coming, I was happy. Bianca winning, so excited.
Oh man,
amazing.
That was great. If she would have won, we'll get there.
What?
If she would have won.
You saying she didn't win? Wait a minute, folks. Let's not act like this has never happened before, right? Listen, things don't go according to plan ever, right? The card is subject to change. Like Royal Rumble, especially when you got 30 people, 30 performers in a ring, to get the final product, the final outcome is difficult. So this has happened before in history. It has happened. So let it go.
I'm going to tell you what. I got you.
Yeah.
Who did Bianca Belair eliminate before?
Rhea Ripley.
Charlotte.
Was it Charlotte?
Charlotte. Yeah, both eliminated Charlotte.
And then she eliminated Bayley,
and then it was
right?
them too.
It was Rhea Ripley and
didn't she eliminate Bayley in the match?
Damn, she did eliminate Bayley, yeah.
So here you go. Hello, Ding Dong, right? You're gonna have one of these shows and you're gonna prove this evidence, right? That's Bayley's angle. And she's gonna have her match with Bianca Belair for the rightful shot at the #1 contendership. Right? Because she's gonna be like, I got eliminated by someone that wasn't in the match. And she couldn't have won, so it's invalid. And then whatever. Bayley's gonna be hilariously annoying about it, right? I think it's gonna be funny. So that's gonna be the story, and Bianca Belair's gonna fall into it because they already got a history. So that's a good match, right?
Unless they go with the Brett Luger finish, right?
Oh God, co-winners.
Nah.
I like the way that turned out. The John Cena Batista where they picked it up.
Well, that's why Vince left it alone.
You could extend it. You got another month before Mania too. Like you need time to like shit to fucking
Oh yeah, we
simmer.
still got like 2 months.
That's
But
the only
that's why they
reason
left it
why
alone.
I prefer it.
That's what I left it
Yo.
alone. Vince didn't want to blow his quads again. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, fuck it. It's good shit.
We got a fat
Shit
black
right
girl
here.
peacock.
That's right. Yo, so excited for Bianca Belair. Who does she challenge, guys? Who does she challenge?
Sasha.
Sasha. I want to see
Sasha,
Sasha.
right? Has to be, right? Has to be.
Gotta be.
Hands
Gotta
down.
be Sasha.
That's a match. That is a match, folks. That is a match.
But what if
goddammit.
she doesn't?
If she wrestles Asuka, it was a waste.
Oscar, she wins.
Listen, it'll still be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
It just won't have that build up to it, I think.
It will not have
The
that main
mic
event.
work won't be
No.
there. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
The back and
Especially
forth
because
won't be
let's
there.
be real, Bianca is still a novice.
Oh,
She's
for
still
sure.
green, especially on the mic. She does tremendous, and
Well,
she's
I was
gotten
saying because
better.
of the
But
banquet.
you need. I'm talking about Bianca specifically. We know about Asuka,
Right.
right? I'm talking about Bianca. She's still green. You know, there's still possibly jitters in there, and that's fine. So having a veteran would definitely help the situation, but Asuka's not it. Right? Asuka's not it. That's not gonna-
Asuka can carry you in the ring, but on a promo battle, she's not the one.
When you talk about
Get
selling
the
tickets,
forklift.
right? Like you talk about selling tickets, it ain't Asuka and Bianca. It's Sasha versus Bianca. That's the moneymaker right there.
Hands down.
And that's what
Yeah.
it's gotta be. But now when it comes to Edge, who does he challenge?
You know, when he showed up last night, obviously it was just kind of a ratings play, but I'm not mad
Me either.
at a Finn Edge or a Pete Dunne Edge.
Or
Mhm.
Cross, baby, because
Cross
they
and
got
Edge.
into each other's face, and I was shaking, bro. That shit gotta happen.
Listen,
That
you
shit
had
gotta
Charlotte
happen.
versus Rhea Ripley last year, right? That was dope. They tore it down. Unfortunately, in the worst of circumstances of WrestleManias, they still had a dope match. I would prefer to see Edge versus either Finn, Pete, or Karrion Kross. Either of them. Let's push the younger talent, right?
Which is why I don't hate Edge winning this, right? Because it's not about Edge winning the main event. He's the guy that's going to elevate someone. And I think that's what he wants to do, right? Because when he left, he didn't get to leave on his own accord. He's an old school guy, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to go out the way you go out, right? On your back, bringing someone else up. He didn't get to do the time-honored tradition.
Maybe he could extend and win the
But
strap,
now-
and then put him
But
over
now
that
when
way.
we think about Edge, what are we looking at right here? We're looking at a white meat baby face, somebody that all the fans love and adore, and who's a perfect person to put across from him in the ring. It has to be Roman. It has to be Roman.
Well, here's the thing, though. Edge can flip that switch. He can make himself become the opportunistic heel, especially having won a claim to a championship, right? Of a championship he never lost. Let's not forget
Play
that.
that card.
He could. It's out there. It's in the realm of possibilities.
Edge came back and he's fought Randy Orton only. And
Yeah.
his whole goal was to have the matches with AJ, with Roman, with Keith Lee, and all these fucking guys from Finn Balor or whatever. All the young talent, right? All the new guys.
Mhm.
I haven't seen nothing special with him and Orton. I would expect him to have more special matches before getting to Roman Reigns. I meant Randy, by the way, when that match he had with Randy. I haven't seen nothing crazy that tells me that old Edge is back and the old Edge is gonna give me a fucking, a classic banger.
But that's what the road to WrestleMania is for, right?
Right.
That's what we'll get that, right? Because the idea is you win the match, you got the contract. That's it. You have it, guaranteed. They can't take it away. Now it's about building up. Do you belong in that match, right? And that's what we're about to see. But remember one thing: it really doesn't matter who Edge decides to go after because the Miz still has the briefcase.
Yes.
Right. So even if you don't like Danny's saying over here, he's saying Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. You know, if by a miracle of a chance, if Bree, if Buddy, or Birdie, they all come into interfere, yo. And that he wins, the Miz is coming out and he's taking that shit. Like, so, be careful what you wish for. You know? Be careful what you wish for. And honestly, I wouldn't be excited for Reigns and Daniel Bryan right now. What has Daniel Bryan brought to the table? I mean, he was. Listen, Daniel Bryan's Daniel Bryan, but that was a few years ago at this point. It is what it is, yo. What have you done for me lately?
That's how you.
A lot of
feel
people
about
had
Daniel
him for the
Bryan?
Rumble, and I feel the same way JP does, yo, with it. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people are behind Bryan still, and they had him winning the Rumble. They had him going to Mania. The push is still there. The people are behind. The following is there.
Y'all remember when he won and became the Earth's champion and he took on Brock?
That was
Y'all remember that Brock match?
But that was early pandemic. We were
Brock
already.
sold for him.
No, it's early
Yo.
pandemic.
We're already here. Like
And that's
it's
And
been
that's
some
dope.
time.
But guess what? We've seen Daniel Bryan before, right? You, especially in a year where you have a winner of Royal Rumble being Edge, you need to see a new face. And you have the same players. Roman Reigns is still in the picture, right? Like anybody he goes up against, you got to be excited about the next person that he's facing.
I like
Jimmy
Bryan
Uso.
and Zayn. Zayn, he's been doing some work with Zayn. Daniel Bryan
Roman?
has. No, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, exactly with Zayn, but we're talking about Roman Reigns here. We're talking about the tribal chief, right? Like anything short of The Rock is disappointing for me. So my expectations are unfortunate, but still, like Roman Reigns is the it guy. Like the Roman Reigns match, like that's why in a way, if Edge goes to choose the NXT title, I'm cool with it because that means that opens the door for the Roman Reigns to have a dope match at WrestleMania.
And then who does Drew take on?
Drew?
Sheamus?
I don't know if Drew's gonna be I don't know if Drew's gonna be the champion. WrestleMania? We don't know.
You think they're gonna flip it real quick?
I don't think they'll flip it real quick just because of what occurred with him going over on Goldberg. But I wouldn't be surprised if he lost it at Mania.
Oh, and before I forget, one return I was exceptionally happy with, and a moment I was happy with was the return of Christian.
Oh yeah.
That moment was
that was
so
cool.
And he
Captain
looked great,
Charisma.
bro. He looked good. He looked in shape. He looked healthy. It was good to see, man.
So
Like
that was that Benoit Guerrero hug without any of the horrible after effects.
Yeah.
Wow, that name is on the board, Joe. Who shall not be crippled crossface.
Hey, man, concussions, bro. It's concussions.
Yo, Christian comes in and cheers to everybody that stuck around through the good times and the bad with the bad guys.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Bad times don't
real
last.
Ones. Got a real
Bad
one.
guys
Good
do.
times.
AJ.
Look,
I love that quote.
yo, right? Isn't Scott Hall the man? But I lost my train of thought because Scott Hall's the man. That's it.
So,
That's what I want to say.
Scott Hall is the man, and I know another guy that is the man. At least when you pull out the sheets and you look at the numbers, not the
Chambea.
When
Holla.
you look at the numbers, he the man, the damn man. But apparently, not that many people think so. Everybody hates Bad Bunny. What is going on?
Who?
And go.
Yo, that's how you feel right now? And
Go.
listen, bro. All right. There are times where, all right, I'm on Twitter and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? All right. Twitter, go to Google, and then I Google that shit, and I don't look like a fucking idiot. All right? You're on Twitter like, Bad Bunny who? I'm borderline. Like, you can't, come on, man. You want to look dumb or you are dumb. Like, there's only two ways that plays out. All right? You don't have to like the guy. I'm not saying like his music, buy his shit. Yo, don't buy his shit. That shit don't matter to me. That shit don't matter to anybody. The dude does what he does. Yo, he's a top flight, top tier superstar global. He's just not your shit. Pass. Not everything's for you. You'll get fucking Florida, Georgia line next year, motherfuckers. Calm down.
Listen, folks. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And Bad Bunny was the highest selling merchandise in the WWE shop this week.
Was it?
So even though y'all don't know who he is, over 85 million people know who he is just this month, as Mr. said about before. So you may not know who he is. You may not like it. But you're gonna have to deal with it because it makes money, right? And
You,
for
you
me,
leave FGL out of this.
ecstatic. I'm fucking ecstatic. You know why? Because
FGL.
they lo mío. You know what I mean? And I'm a big Bad Bunny fan. And this man is an entrepreneur. This man is a polarizing figure in the world. And the fact that you were able to see him not only in WrestleMania, I mean in Royal Rumble, Jesus, and also on Raw, don't be surprised if the man has a match in WrestleMania. There's rumors, little birdies out there talking about that he indeed is training for a match at WrestleMania.
Training.
So there's one thing I do know. I know he'll do a better job than David Krumholtz. I know he'll do a better job than Peter Rosenberg.
And David Arquette.
And that's
David
that.
Arquette. Throw him in
Can,
there.
can we talk about that missionary pin by Rosenberg?
Peter Rosenberg?
What the?
Yo, you want to talk about some cheap heat? Yo,
See,
like,
that wasn't my
how
cup
you
of
been
tea.
a fan for over 30 years and that's how you pin, bro? I don't know. I don't know.
And I love that you said that,
Rosenberg,
JP.
but-
a fan, because that's all Bad Bunny is at the end of the day, guys.
Folks,
He's
if you don't
a
know, he has
fan.
Booker T. He also has
Come
Chambea
on.
with Ric Flair.
Flair,
came out like 2
Austin
years
in the
ago.
lyrics. Come
Come
on.
on.
He had
bro.
Austin
He's
in
a
one of his
wrestling fan.
videos.
He's been
I think
doing
he
the
got
Triple H,
stunned by Austin.
spitting it in an
I'm-
NBA. You know what I mean?
I'm no simpleton. None of the guys in front of you on this screen are, ladies and gentlemen. And I think Jake Atlas here says it best. And I quote, "The treatment Bad Bunny is getting is prime example of American superiority complex.
Yeah, all right,
Because
read
he's not from here, or he doesn't sing in English. There's no way he can be an international superstar and mainstream than your favorite artist will ever. But
But he is from here, isn't he?
Nah, yo.
Now he's Puerto Rican.
He's
Born and
American.
raised-
Last I checked.
Wrestling
American.
has never had anybody outside of wrestling wrestle. It's always been only wrestlers. Yeah, I didn't know Dennis Rodman was a wrestler by trade.
Yep.
Carl Malone
Yep.
was a wrestler.
Come
in the
alone
Is that
Yep.
is
in
that what you think?
Utah. In Utah, he used to. I
You think
remember.
Shaq has been training for longer than he's been doing basketball. He's been training wrestling. You think that all these people have been
Bro,
wrestlers
he-
their whole life?
he-
You think that
he
Shaq
made
look
his
like he's
money
not
in
ready for
college.
basketball.
He made
First
all
of
his
all,
money
I
in
don't see
college.
Kevin Green on there. I don't see Reggie White on there.
You can add
got 10
Baron
fingers,
Corbin
man.
to that because I still don't believe he's a freaking wrestler. You know what I mean? Listen,
Steve Mongo McMichaels was a former United States champion.
he was
What other
Yeah.
actors?
wasn't
What other actors were in the? Yo,
he?
Snooki.
David Arquette.
David Arquette.
David Arquette. Everybody likes to talk about David Arquette,
Can't,
but I,
can't kill him. Can't kill him.
Stephen
Arquette.
Amell.
Stephen Amell, yo. David Arquette has redeemed himself
Gronk?
in my eyes a little bit. Who?
Oh God.
I think the common denominator in all those names you guys have said is eyeballs and ratings and
Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee
Word.
is a
Pat
kicker.
McAfee.
you shoot.
And
He's
look
a
at what this-
fucking kicker.
Guys, we're from Jersey. Lawrence Taylor?
Dare he share a
Lawrence
room with
Taylor.
Adam
I mean, you
Cole.
know, but Lawrence
Rick,
Taylor was
my bad. I said
but that's what it comes down to. You have a polarizing figure in a socialite, right? In the spheres. And it brings out Cyndi Lauper was that in WrestleMania #1, right? She was a polarizing figure in the music industry, and that's why they brought her in. Muhammad Ali, what's he doing? He was outside being a ref, but they brought him in. It's about Pamela Anderson in the 95 Royal Rumble was on the sideline. What the fuck is Baywatch got to do with WWE? What does Liberace have to do
Everything.
with WWE? Bro,
What does
it's bring
Donald
ice to the
Trump
product.
have to do with WWE?
Lots of things.
That's because him and Vince are best friends.
You know,
I'm just saying.
fucking-
Yo, like people from other industries are out here.
Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah.
Stop
It's
it. Stop
the
being
beautiful
silly. You
thing
sound
about
dumb.
professional wrestling.
Tyson Fury and Strowman is right. Danny got that.
Listen. You have
dumb.
Snoop Dogg jumping off the top rope at AEW.
Snoop Dogg.
You have Shaq challenging Cody Rhodes. Shaq don't look like he's ready to dunk a basketball, and he out here challenging Cody Rhodes.
Like
Bad
that's-
Bunny
Cupcake Cody.
Jay
Saw
Leno.
that, bro? You saw how he
Jay Leno.
accepted the challenge from Cody on
I'ma tell
TNT?
I'm telling you, that shit
Halftime
was
of the
so
game
corny.
and
They were
shit.
scared
Hold on.
COVID wise.
Oh my god, that was
the last
so
was
bad.
Brock Lesnar.
Yo, I hope he don't come out
Fast and
with
Furious.
that fucking move that he did on that plastic shit.
That's
He
what
better
I
go
said.
move with that shit.
That's why I said Shaq. After seeing
Was
that,
that
I was like,
the
oh, this looks bad.
Was that the Judas effect?
That's embarrassing. I don't know what that was.
Oh,
He's been training with
JJ.
Jericho.
The plexiglass,
Oh.
like, I don't get paid enough for this
I-
shit.
You know what? All of this leads me
Yo,
to believe.
Trump shows up at WrestleMania? What?
Oh,
Yo,
God.
no way.
And
I'm
you know what
canceling the
happens
network
if he shows up?
immediately.
He'll get locked up because they're in Florida, baby.
Yo,
And the Yanks coming for him.
yo, I'm coming for your
Yo, Vince is sweating. That's
yeah.
Sweating.
Oh, I'll
Right
pay
now.
for Cain Velasquez. What? Cain Velasquez? I'll watch that.
Again?
But Brock Lesnar in a wrestling ring? I'll watch that.
Again?
Yeah.
Plus, Brock's a wrestler. Brock's a wrestler who went into the UFC.
Right? And
That's
haven't
right.
we been talking about McGregor? Right? Oh, McGregor would be great
Yeah.
for this. Come on, like wrestling fans are the worst at wrestling
I'm
business.
still not a McGregor believer.
But you don't think he'd draw? You don't think people would watch?
Oh, like a car accident for sure.
And that's the point. That's the thing, Joe. And every other Joe out there. So you gotta get people like wrestling fans don't like find out that wrestling happens. Like you don't want non-wrestling people to know that wrestling happens.
We can't have nice things. What part of we can't have nice things don't you understand?
Folks,
Nice things.
let's remember that
Not
this is
one night.
the WWF did a phenomenal job at turning into the WWE and also making the wrestling industry into sports entertainment. That is why across the board, you're going to have celebrities mixed into the product of wrestling. This is why, like, once again, we said Shaq is involved, Snoop Dogg and AEW. This is why at MOW, they have an old basketball rep that used to, flip games, right? They had him reffing an MOW match, and that's where Holiday beat Savio Vega for the Caribbean Championship because they had a fix.
Yo,
this is
shout
what
out
it
to
is,
Holiday
folks.
doing that.
It's always gonna be that. So
That was
embrace it.
dope.
And you know what? Trust in the product. You guys love the E, right? You tune in every Monday, every Friday, every Wednesday. You're on the network playing that $9.99 because none of you son of a bitches pay that shit, right? So I get mad when I get kicked off when I'm trying to watch the shit. But I digress. Trust what the E is giving you. If they put in Bad Bunny in front of you, pay attention. Listen,
It's for a reason.
that's what's hot.
It's the
Don't
number
get
one-
out of the loop,
Number
ladies
one
and
Latin
gentlemen.
star in the
I
in
don't
the world.
understand y'all.
Don't let
Latino,
things
Latinx.
go over your head.
Man,
They're
just
going
divide
over your
everything.
head.
Let me
Before
put this in
they-
a way that they'd understand, just real quick, right? Because I think wrestling fans are
Ooh.
also very spoiled. All right, because the
Okay.
fact is that like wrestling has been a very interesting point for a very long time in terms of like the way it's been produced, right? WWE is just high quality. Let's leave it at that. The production value unmatched, and you're kind of used to that, and that comes with expenses and monetary gain and all this shit and public shareholders like that. There's an
Right.
infrastructure that needs to be supported, and for wrestling to get better on like that end of things, you need more eyes. Like you need that money, you need that exposure. That's what a Peacock deal does. That's why that's exciting. That's more people watching. All about that dollar.
That's
I don't
right,
understand.
JJ.
More people watching wrestling is a good thing.
And guys don't
everybody's
understand.
always
It
mad
keeps
about
the business going.
It's
Bad
the
Bunny.
hardcore fan that's crying inside of us. That's like it feels like these new, these
Where was the
these
hardcore
new
fan
fans.
when Kevin Green came out?
it
Oh.
feels like it feels like we're
To-
losing wrestling.
To be fair, the hardcore fan was probably watching Raw when Kevin Green came out.
That's fair. But listen, folks, because
Drew
Bad
Carey.
Bunny was
That's true.
there on Sunday and Monday, it's the first time that Primer Impacto was talking about that shit. Fucking Univision, Telemundo, Galavisión.
El gordo y la
Cristina.
flaca.
Worldwide. I am telling you. You know this little dip that WWE is having because of AEW? Watch that
What?
shit start etching up in the upcoming weeks, folks. Especially with the incorporation of all the individuals we're talking about today. Just wait and watch. They've been in business for a minute, folks. Don't get hold your thoughts.
No,
Bro.
they're definitely getting that done. Listen, we have some controversy to cover here.
Hold on,
Is it-
controversy.
Yeah.
So what's that match?
It creates
Hold on, what's
cash.
the match then? All right, so we're gonna do this Bad Bunny thing. What's the match? Real quick.
I mean, at this
Bad
point,
Bunny? Ooh.
it's
Bad
the
Bunny
man
and
Morrison
Priest?
versus Priest and Bad Bunny. That's what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's already been, that seed has been planted, and I'm okay with that. I'm
okay
great with
with
that.
that.
You know why? Because what does it do for Damian Priest?
Yeah, exactly.
Relevance.
Exactly.
True.
That's how you
Yo,
do it.
Damian
Yo,
Priest has shined.
It puts
in
a rocket
everything
on
thus
his
far.
back for sure.
Yo, that's
I'm gonna tell you
it.
right now. Since Damian Priest had matches with Johnny Gargano, I cannot stop watching the man. Yo, he's a talent. Like, his game has elevated, and
That's
yes,
true.
he's one of these older talents that are now getting their shot. So you need to put that rocket on his back.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much.
I mean, he is Monster Factory trained, so
Oh, absolutely. No.
shout out to Danny Cage.
Hey.
Shout out to the Monster Factory.
Punishment Martinez has put in work throughout the world. It's just we're now getting introduced to Damian Priest. The world's getting introduced to it, and it's late. But now it's the time to put the rocket on his back. Why not? Bad Bunny is that, and he's
No
Puerto
doubt.
Rican. What? Sell that shit from the Bronx. What?
Yeah.
Sell that shit.
Latino.
La
Listen,
Mega Se Pega times 10.
the Hispanic community is getting into this more Spanish eyes watching the product, and maybe Carlito's gonna have that big
Let's not
push
be disrespectful.
at the right
Latino
time.
eyes have been in the product always, bro. You have
Oh,
wrestling,
yeah.
Oh my
wrestling
God.
corporations all over the place.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rico, Dominican
You know who's
Republic,
coming.
Cuba.
Yeah, we do.
Come on now. Latino America has
You
always
better
been
than me. I was still hooked.
Remember that time Jack Banana beat Ric Flair for the?
Listen, I didn't want to be the one to say it. You know what I mean?
No.
But you went there, old school. But you went there.
Listen.
It was gonna get said. It was gonna get said. So why not a different person?
When Ric Flair decides, the best in the world, the one you think of when you think of the best in the wrestling industry, in the history, in the annals of history, when he decides, now I'm gonna give Jack the belt, because you know what I mean. I don't want to get killed. You know,
Because he wanted to make off the island.
that's respect. No, that's respect.
Oh, man, respect.
You're getting old, yo.
Classic heel heat for Mr. Flair on that night. Who had some classic heel heat this week, guys? In the heels, pops, and chair shots of the week.
All right.
Alright.
I'm gonna give a heel of the week to an HPC alum, a Shooting the Ish alum, the delectable, the intoxicating, the voluptuous, the menacing, Selena La Renta. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you is because not only does this woman sell Zonas Dorada in charge, but at the same time, she pulled the heel move of the week for me. See, because you had LA Park in a tag team match this week, and you had her pull out some dollars, from under, wave them to the ref, and they did the old switcheroo, and there was another Hijo or LA Park or something, somebody in the park jumping into the
Higo.
El Primo de la Park, apparently. And they retained the titles, man. The tag team, MLW tag team titles. They're untouchable, folks. I don't think anybody could touch them right now, man. They're untouchable right now. So my hero is Selena Renta, because she always got one up her sleeve and up her thumb.
You want to be mad, yo? Be mad at a bunny? You want to be mad at a bunny? Be mad at the parks, yo. They reproduce like bunnies, yo. Those parks. There's like 100 parks out there.
Shout out to La Parka.
Somebody know their park. Abuela their park. Bad parks out there.
Yo, shout out to Danny with the Tego Calderon t-shirt that Bad Bunny had. And for those that don't know who Tego Calderon is, it's like somebody wearing a baby shirt. Reggaeton, right? It's like
he started it. Tego started it.
Puerto Rico was put on the map because Daddy Yankee, but Tego was like the streets.
Tego was a godfather. Tego's a godfather.
Yeah, he's an old school, you know what I mean? He's another talent that got hit late. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fast Five.
I'll give a prop to Ken to shut the fuck up to Kenny Omega this week.
Yes.
They got me cool.
I was
gonna say,
I
would
wanted
say
them to keep
Kenta.
consistency with the whole we hate the fucking AEW Bullet Club, and we not fucking with them. So I was happy with that they did that.
I gave Kenta the heel of the week. I love that segment. I love his appearance in the show. I love that his whole swag was different. I love that. Heel of the week, Kenta, for sure. Although you got to give credit to MJF. You notice how
Always.
he just fragments like that whole fucking inner circle, the way he's just been chipping at him.
It's
Chipping
coming.
away.
It's coming. They're gonna
Dividing
Might
get
as well
conquer.
call him Woody Woodpecker, baby.
Chef's
Call him
kiss,
Woody
baby.
Woodpecker.
Come on, Painmaker.
Even
We gotta do this. Listen.
the way he moves around in the ring in the Battle Royal, bro. And yo, chair shot to AEW having a Battle Royal after the Royal Rumble. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Ah,
Yo, for real.
How'd
yeah.
that
A
work
tag
out?
team battle royal.
that's as bad as the corporate
Nah.
Rumble 2 weeks before the Rumble back in like 96, 90, 98 or some shit, right? That was just terrible.
I
Terrible,
know we
terrible,
at least
terrible.
have at least 2 chair shots left to give out, and they both go to that cheap ass wedding that we got.
Nah, yo, you know what though? I had 2 pops in that
Oh
wedding.
fuck was that?
Yo, there was
One of
pops in
them
that wedding though.
was Orange Cassidy coming out the cake. 'Cause I
Everybody's
didn't see
eating.
that happening. But
Yeah, that shit
Penelope
was whack.
Ford looked beautiful. She looked
Oh,
beautiful.
God.
what a
That was a
threat.
pop.
Beautiful.
Oh,
How
she
long
gave
did
you
Also,
a pop.
y'all noticed
Yo,
that they
you know
brought
what?
in James Mitchell from Impact, right?
James Mitchell,
yeah.
baby. Those eyebrows
Did we-
were stimulated.
Did we notice? Oh, yeah. Oh, did
I
you
love the
notice
collaboration.
James Mitchell?
Shout
No.
outs to the Flash.
Subtle as hell.
Do we give a chair shot to Tony Khan for his promo and Impact?
Oh, I give him a pop and a heel of the week.
Okay,
For that
okay. I was about
shit.
to say that shit was pretty funny.
That was
shit was
nice.
pretty funny.
Yo,
I'm
good
Tony
work.
impulsive,
Khan
right?
is a
I'm
savage.
impulsive, right? So I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna send John Moxley over there. I'm gonna do that. Love it. And
He's
you know
having
what?
fun out
Tony
there, man.
Schiavone needed to wear the shark. He needed to wear the shark hat. It was
Needs to
all
be
part of it.
the
Loved
shark.
it. Loved it.
Loved
Oh,
all,
word.
loved all of it. Ladies and gentlemen, before I cut everybody the fuck off,
Don't
the
forget
villains
props.
got some villain watches to watch out for this week. It's pretty simple. Edge will be teasing a match with Roman Reigns. I'm gonna watch that, but there's a game this week. Some may say it's scripted, ladies and gentlemen. I get it, believe me. But I have some squares and I got some money lined up and I'm trying to win. So stay tuned. Go Bucks. Tom Brady the GOAT. And that's all the damn time we
Scripted.
had for you
Scripted.
folks this
Oh,
week.
Scripted.
come on.
Woo! Pretty chubby. Tell them what they could do for us on their way out.
Check us out on Twitter and IG at HPC to talk with your favorite bad guys. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. And don't forget to rate and review on the audio version of this podcast, wherever you get your fix from. See ya.
Yo, and don't
The
forget to
most
check out
electrifying.
Foco.com. Check it out.
Oi,
Foco.
Foco. What'd you call me?
Most electrifying.
What about dessert?